Welcome once again to Vegas Valley Treasures. My name is Kenneth. I am your host, your hand model, and a Vegas Valley treasure hunter. It's time for me to build another bracelet. How do I know that? It's 2:30 in the morning and I can't sleep, so what better to do than to build a bracelet? I've got the beads from one of our previous reclaiming of materials, and both large beads, small beads, and these little heart beads. And I've got a nice 0.4 millimeter copper wire. I'm going to make a wire bracelet if we can. So let's start threading. I haven't decided whether I'm going to use the heart beads yet, and we'll see how we do with all these little beads, because we were having problems initially seeing where the holes were, because they're jet black and reflective, and makes it a little bit harder to see. So far so good though. We're going to use the little beads as spacers and the larger beads in concert. And by the time we're done, we will hopefully have a lovely bracelet to play with and eventually sell. So it's come to my attention that sleeping, apparently for my brain, is overrated lately. No matter how much I try to knock myself out and go to sleep, sleep seems to be very elusive lately. It's not always the case, but on occasion this does happen. And I couldn't think of a better thing to do at this time in the morning. I mean, I could be watching television, and actually the television's still running in my bedroom, ironically. But I figured, why not make good use of my time and build a nice little bracelet, make something entertaining for you guys, and maybe something that I can actually sell eventually. Assuming that I can find the holes in these tiny little beads, be in good shape. But I don't seem to be having that much of a problem yet. I'm actually using the end of the copper wire to feel around for the gap, which makes it a little bit easier. What do you guys think? Should I add one or more of the hearts to this thing? If I do, it'll be at the halfway point. Let's see how we're doing so far. So far it looks really good, right? Nice steady pattern. Either that or we could add a golden colored bead as an accent. But the problem is with using wire is you have to plan ahead for the pattern. If you don't, you really can't add random pieces, because the ends of the wire are going to be jump rings and then a lobster clasp. Unlike a flexible or a stretch cord, where the center is effectively anywhere that the center is, because everything is uniform and there's no real end or beginning other than the knot you tie off, and from the perspective of the wearer, it doesn't really matter. But in the perspective of the wearer for something like this, it does. Everything centers around the edges. The edges are the clasp. What do you think, folks? I think I can get away with just a uniform pattern of small and large black beads. We won't worry about the hearts right now. And if we want to, if we are so inclined, we could dangle a charm from it as well. But I don't think we're going to need it. It looks nice enough, in my opinion, just with the alternating black beads. And I still have some black beads in the jar over there. I just took the majority of these guys out. But the biggest issue with something like this is not threading the beads, although we're making good headway with it. It's actually the putting the jump jump rings on, because you have to create a twisted end piece in order to connect the jump rings. And if you're smart about it, you can actually bury the twisted end inside of a bead so it doesn't come out. But it just takes a little bit of finessing on your part when you close the wire around the jump ring. We'll see how it works out. Get to see my lovely girlfriend tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. She's hosting a birthday party for her friend, and should be sort of fun. I've met her friend twice. And apparently her friend hasn't had many opportunities to celebrate her birthday. Not that that's anybody's business, but it's just something to talk about. But it'll be fun. I'm told there will be cupcakes. That makes me happy. Oh, I should mention, guys, Wednesday, I was on my friend Joey's podcast, and that's Deadly, Deadlee, if you can find it. He had a comedian on there, and I had the opportunity to not only be a part of the chatting, but laughing my rear end off listening to the comedian. And that's mainly, my friend knows me from a comedy night at a local bar that we have. So he knew that I have what I refer to as obnoxious, contagious laughter. Just to explain, because I like to mansplain apparently, according to my girlfriend, I have a very unique laugh. It sort of sounds like somebody, well, I've been told I would do well working in a Halloween prop store because of my laugh, if that gives you any idea. High-pitched, wailing laughter. And the benefit of that is that people around me tend to laugh at me laughing. The detriment, of course, is I get a lot of attention, especially at places that I frequent when I'm known to laugh, to the point where the comedians that come to the local bar over here, where I frequent, know me. And I mean know me to the point where they will call me out by name during their performance. It's gotten to the point where it's actually a little concerning. But, I mean, there's benefits to being known and detriments, just like anything else. But if they want to try to embarrass me, that's all they're going to get from me is laughter. Or I might just stare at them, and that's even worse. But the comedians tend to really enjoy when I'm the one laughing, because the audience laughs along with me. Some of them have actually made it a point to state that that's the benchmark they're looking for success when they play this bar. I know, scary. The bad part is, on that note, if I've heard that comedian's routine, there's a really good chance I'm not going to laugh, because it's hard to rediscover the comedy and get that same enjoyment to the point of laughter if I know the routine. There are some comedians I can actually probably recite their entire routine. Is that too much? Looks good, actually. So let me add one more small bead and we'll close this off. I need that one right there. Although at this point it probably could be an anklet the way I'm going. Okay, so let's put away the small beads. Okay, so here comes the fun. So let's get a nice gold tone jump ring we're going to use as our end piece. We need 2 of them, in fact, one for either end. And we need a gold tone lobster clasp, as such. Okay, so here's my little trick in doing this. I actually thread the jump ring over the wire, and I twist the wire closed several times. Creating that little locking twist. And it'll take quite a bit to get it off of there, but then I take my tool, crimp down and do the same thing so that I get a nice tight twist on there, to the point where the beads should be able to pass over the twist. See? Do the same thing on the other side. So we need to clip this wire a little bit of distance, probably about there. Put the wire to the side so it's out of the way. We'll feed this jump ring through. Double it over, and we'll twist it closed again. Get some nice secure close to hold onto the wire. And we're going to flatten out that little edge. Actually, we'll clip it if we can. It'll give us a little bit of flexibility in this, but not a lot. That's all we want, is a little bit of flexibility. And let's flatten it out a little bit and twist it a little bit more. Oops, dropping the whole thing. That is not a good way to do it. The idea of using my tools, that if I twist it enough, the end will flatten out against the rest of the... Of course I did it. I just twisted it off the loop. Do I still have a loop there, or did I break the wire? Let's take a look. I need my scope. Bear with me 1 second. The question is, did it come off the jump ring, or did the wire break? It came off the jump ring. So the jump ring has an opening. That's a good thing. Okay, at least we didn't break the wire. I've been known to do crazier things. In the meantime, let's see if we can't move the little bead here up the wire. We have a flat end. We still have oh no, we still have a little piece there. Okay, bear with me a second. Let's work on flattening out that edge so that the bead will be workable. crimping pliers compared to flat pliers. Very useful in this case. Okay. There we go. That's not exactly what I wanted, but that's fine. Okay, let's take a look at this jump ring. Is there a gap there? Well, there apparently is. So let's rethread this onto the loop that we created. Or did we actually break the wire? Nope, we did not break the wire. Good. Whew, that would have been bad. So then we would have to start again. Or shorten the bracelet. Either one. Okay. Little rough edge there. Come on, get in there. I just want to make sure that the little bead can thread onto this. Well, that's good enough. Okay, so let's open one of these and put on a jump ring. Sorry, I put the lobster claw on there and close it back up. Make sure that it's nice and tight. There's a little gap right now. Don't want any gaps. It's because the slightest gap will cause it to fall off the wire. Nice. And we officially have a bracelet. Just like that. That looks pretty, right? Not perfect, but pretty. What I'd like to do is add in a small segment of an extender so that it can be used by larger wrists or even as an anklet. Let me see, do I have, oh, there we go. Little piece right there. So we're going to add this little piece of chain on as an extender. And put that onto the other jump ring. Close this link. See, there's a small gap. I don't like small gaps. Okay. If anyone is interested, what is running in I don't know if you can hear it in my background. I'm actually listening to an episode of Madam Secretary on Netflix in my bedroom, and not that that's concerning for anybody, but hey, you never know what interests people these days, right? Here we go. One completed bracelet with an extender. Let's see how that looks. looks pretty. I'm not closing it because it's not really my thing. I'll put this on a jewelry card and put it up for sale. It can go as either a bracelet or an anklet. Make somebody very happy. And once again, another piece salvaged from the necklace that had that broken, I guess it was a hippo. And we still have pieces to play with, which I'm sure we will get to eventually. Just a little wire, some hardware, an extender, and we're in business. Okay, let's grab a nice baggie for this. And it goes in with Grogu over here. Hey Grogu, how you doing? Don't hide from me. Okay, well, thank you everyone for stopping to watch this lovely little upcycling video. I hope it was interesting. I know that it's going to at least help me get some sleep maybe. But in the meantime, if you have an opportunity to come visit my shop over on whatnot.com or the Whatnot app, just look up VegasValleyTreasures, one word. Watch some videos. I currently have 2 playlists running. The jewelry creation playlist, or I should say upcycling, and the unboxing video playlist. And as always, I am Kenneth. I am your host. I am the hand model. I am the crazy Vegas Valley treasure hunter. And as always, enjoy your jewelry. Take care.